entirely sure what it is, but it's beautifully packaged.
Good afternoon, guys. I'm Ryan. I'm an explainer next close to you. So we got your South
I am at Skin Renewal, and I'm here for Botox and stuff. There will just be literally 5 people watching these videos. So out of the 5 of you, I'm pretty sure you all know who Elsa is. But if they don't, who are you?
Hi, I'm Elsa. I'm a woman. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. I've tested this theory and it's true.
I'm
Studio fragrance, which I love, by the way, it's not dessert, and with Supreme Studio candle, which I really am excited for when apartment.
Hey guys, let's switch the music off before YouTube cancels us. How's everyone doing? Well, welcome to my vlog. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. I'll try keep you entertained. So anyway, this is my second episode, and thank you for the reaction from the first one. I expected only 5 people who would actually only be my friends in here to watch it, but a little bit more than just 5 people watched it, so I'm really, really grateful. Thank you. The feedback I got from the last one is that I need to tell people that they need to subscribe and click on the bell and comment and like the videos, because that's how you it gets into your algorithm, and then you get sort of notified when I post something new. And yeah, so this time around, today's vlog is quite an exciting one. So I love food, I love going out and eating out at different restaurants. So I got to visit 2 of my really favorite ones, and so I get to do that and I get to share it with you. Anyway, but before we get into the unboxing and the eating out that we have to do, I get to show you what we recorded. So we've made some progress with the podcast. So in the previous video you saw that I was trying to decide a name. I was looking for a venue of where I could basically shoot my podcast. So venue is secured. So we're shooting at Ellerman House, which I'm over the moon about, because it's such an exclusive venue. It's one of the most exclusive hotels in the world. And they hardly ever open their doors to anyone. And so for them, when I told them about the concept and the idea, is that I want to interview people who I consider to be mavericks, who are inspiring, and I think that a lot of people could get a lot of value from listening to those people's stories and conversation, and just find out how they've approached life and how their mentality has helped them, you know, achieve the things that they have. And they love that. They're like, yeah, completely. And so they have a lot of causes that they support, and they're huge in the art space. So they were just like, cool, if there's any other avenue that we're not involved in that we can sort of lend a hand, we're keen. So yeah, Nicolene, thank you so much. You and your team are incredible. Yeah, I honestly can't thank you enough. It's just like they made everything just seem so simple. And the minute you find a venue, because I was talking to several other places that I think are absolutely beautiful, which I probably will still use for other episodes later down the line. But it's just so nice when it's in the beginning, someone can look you in the face and be like, I know this is stressful. I know that you don't know what to ask for, and you don't know what you're offering because you haven't started. It's still a pilot. We don't care. We want you to do it here. Use the space because we believe in the concept and what you're trying to do. So that was really touching, and yeah, I really honestly can't thank them enough for that. So Ellerman House, thank you. So we got the venue, I got the name, Breaking Eggs. Have I announced that? I can't remember if I announced that. Well, I'm announcing it now. So the name of the podcast is Breaking Eggs. The eggs part is part of the humor, but the breaking part was the key word, because I wanted to focus on people that have broken barriers, shattered glass ceilings, and done things that were breaking the mold a little bit and unorthodox. So it had to have breaking in it, and then eggs was just because I love eggs, and it's a little bit funny, and it's like it adds a bit of humor to it, so it doesn't take itself so seriously, because yeah, of course we're talking about like life and growth and personal development, sure, but we're still talking to humans, and as humans we want to be entertained, and we want things to be easily accessible and information that's easy to digest. And they say that no one learns faster than when they're having fun or laughing. So hopefully you get a bit of both. And what else? What other progress? And so then so right now I'm in the planning phase to film the first episodes. and yeah, so talking to different guests and trying to find out, like, you know, and it's quite an interesting thing because I've been so honored and very happy to find such esteemed guests that I've approached and be so keen to actually chat to me about, you know, exposing themselves in their lives, which I really appreciate, considering the fact that they don't know where this is even going to live. They don't know the concept. They don't know if it's going to be used in a tabloidy kind of way, because, you know, it's still new and there's no example of it before. So I really honestly have to thank again all the guests that have been so keen and just like welcome me, like, yes, let's do it. Like, I think it's a great concept. You know, if I can do something to try and just, if my story can inspire someone, then fine, you know, I'll come through, I'll do it. So yeah, so I think that's about it, and I will stop rambling and rather show you the fun stuff, because I'm pretty sure you did not click on here to look at my face. But don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe, hit the bell button thing, and then I'll be a very happy person. And comment if you really feel inspired. I won't hold it against you if you don't, but I really will appreciate it if you do. Cool.
I'm sure this guy's like, what the hell is this going
Then the
Let's do it, then I feel like no.
Good afternoon, guys. How's it going? I'm Ryan. I'm an explainer next close to you. So we've got your South African. Served with the sheep's milk and tongue.
So why are we sad right now?
So we've been working on a Friday
On
evening.
a Friday evening. And you didn't even have a drink. At least I had a drink. Okay, so what we were working on.
This is on the old podcast.
Okay, everyone, this is Elsa. I'm pretty sure a lot of you, because I'm pretty sure in the beginning it'll just be literally 5 people watching these videos. So out of the 5 of you, I'm pretty sure you all know who Elsa is. But if they don't, who are you?
Hi, I'm Elsa. I'm a woman. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. I've tested this theory and it's true.
I'm a marketer and I work as head of marketing at an NPO, and then I also run Seth's personal brand.
She tries.
I do try
Yes.
very hard.
Very,
very,
very
very
hard.
hard to do.
But she does a great job when I can be aligned and put on the right path. Anyway, so yeah, it's Friday night and we are working on Breaking Eggs with Seth Shezi, and because next week is shoot day for the pilot and pre-production is in full swing and we are all
Excited!
I don't think they'll get the yoke.
Stop. You need to stop.
No, I just need more of them. Like,
Oh my god, you don't do research. Egg jokes, please, and thank
Yeah.
you.
It's like, anyone, if you know very good egg puns, please send them my way. I'll be using them a lot. Oh, we should speak to We Are Egg.
No. For what?
I don't know. They should work with us, collaborate, advertise something.
Literally.
I mean, it's there. Anyway.
Shoot
So-
one there.
So yeah, we just finished doing the proposal because some of the brands that I already currently work with in my personal capacity as Seth Shezi have been interested to sort of like find out more about what it is that I'm doing, and so Elsa, who makes everything make sense and logical, sacrificed her Friday evening to sit down with me. But although I wasn't the only thing you did today, you had your honors.
I had my honours. I
Yeah.
had to do research proposal session with my supervisor, which was great fun. And then I
Which-
got lucky to be able to.
Is it important to mention this? Like, I was privy to that whole entire session because I had my training session at her place.
Yeah, it was very, very fun to be able to witness him sweating.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and like her place was not ventilated, so it was like a hot box, which actually probably I needed. So I was sweating buckets, and yeah. Anyway, grateful. She has more space in her place, so I can basically stretch more here. I'd probably knock over something if I tried to stretch.
Definitely.
Most likely a plant.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't clear why we worked together, that was it. Yeah. In some weird way, she gets me. Okay, cool. So tell us more about why this podcast is going to be the next big thing.
I think it is kind of reworking the kind of idea of a conventional podcast where you listen simply just to listen on in the conversation.
Yeah.
But here it's creating more of a story, it's giving you visuals, so it's a visual podcast, which allows viewers to not only hear people's voices but also interact with the people a little bit more, and understand their backgrounds even more, seeing how they dress, who they are. And many times when I'm listening to podcasts myself, I usually go Google the people just to understand, put a face to the name.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to be able to actually see them. And then obviously with the vlog, you'll be able to see BTS, kind of the story leading up to it, and then post-production as well, which will be fun to be able to journey with Seth as he creates the podcast and his team.
Yeah, that's a great summary. I wish I was writing that down. Thankfully we have footage of it now. Yeah, thank you. She's a lot nicer when the cameras are on. When the cameras are off, she's incredibly strict. And I was like, what? Like, you know, who's supposed to be the one giving out instructions here? But like, I feel like I'm always on the receiving end. Anyway, cool. So I think that's a good enough synopsis. So today we finished the proposal deck, so we're gonna start sending it out, and then next week we're shooting. And maybe it's too early to announce where we are shooting. So
Or who we're shooting with.
Oh no, definitely not that. No, that you have to watch the next vlog and the vlog after that before you
And
can
the
find
podcast.
it. Exactly, yeah. Cool, awesome. Well, have a good evening. I hope you are all having fun, unlike us, and I'll vlog some more tomorrow. One other thing I still need to figure out is lighting situation. I can't tell whether we are properly lit or we look like we are on the sun.
Yeah, I feel like one side of your face might be a bit shiny.
Cool. Anyway, I had a mask earlier, so if I look a bit oily, I had a mask on, which I washed off.
You look glowy, no oily.
Oh, good.
Just glowy.
There you go. Nice. You
Yeah,
look.
I'm way nicer.
I should always just have a camera. Yeah, if I'm gonna talk to you.
Just in case it comes out to the world, I'm like, let me just be nice.
What would be like for you the one question you would like answered by all of the guests that I'm gonna interview?
I think just in general, I would like to kind of understand who they are off camera. I know obviously there's going to be a camera rolling and they're going to have mics on, but just being able to understand the person behind the brand that they've created or the personal brand that they've created. And
But is
I
it
think
because you think that a lot of people have the separation?
Yes, I think that like for example, let's say we're looking at people that have a huge Instagram following or have a huge brand or whatever. They all use Instagram. You don't necessarily know them on a human level.
True.
And many a times it is filtered content.
Of course.
So if you look at people on a human level and people personally, that would be really nice to come out of the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think also just learning, being able to have those kind of take-home notes where you walk away from the podcast feeling inspired because you're like, wow, this person is doing this incredible thing. How can I tap into that? Or these were her tips. How can I actually kind
apply
of
them to my life?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. Okay. Sounds simple enough because I think that's aligned with what it is I want to get out of it as well. I think for me, one of the key things that I'm still trying to figure out how to frame to ask everyone, because I feel like some people will be shy to answer this question or cagey because they have to protect their brand, is to ask like what was the one moment when they felt very vulnerable and alone, and how did they get out of it, or maybe still in it, and what caused that situation. Because I feel like, I don't know, when you live a very public or big life, there's so many of those moments and process them because there's always the next great high right in front of it. So if you just ignore the next hour, there's going to be something great happening. And then I was just like, well, they amount to like small little things that sit somewhere inside of you, or do you really get over them just because you've moved on to the next thing?
Yeah, that is interesting. I think from obviously I'm not a huge influencer human with all these big things, but from my okay, let's put the yet. We always manifest big things, so here we go. But I think that from that perspective, there are huge highs and lows in careers, and you reach a high, you've been building up towards it, so you've got no time in your hands, and then it happens, and then you reach, after that there's like a kind of, you drop because suddenly you have a bit of time, and that period is really weird until that next high comes. But for a normal person, it's not the next day, it's the next month. So it would be really interesting to see how people actually react to those times, how they feel about them, if they even unpack them and reflect on them, or if they don't even realize that they're not.
I think a lot of the people we'll speak to will be people that I think spend a lot of time, I think, reflecting, because that's why I've been attracted to want to interview them. So I think they do probably feel them, so they are self-aware enough. I just wouldn't know maybe if they would be okay with sort of like, I don't know, sharing it. Because I think they'll probably think that it makes them vulnerable, or it sort of like cracks the canvas or something like that of the shiny kind of persona that they've, got and stuff. But anyway, we'll see.
We will see. Cool. Very excited to see how they come out.
Cheers, guys.
Good night.
So I'm excited about opening this. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's beautifully packaged. It just says Seth on the outside, so there's no branding or anything like that, so it's hard for me to sort of guess what it might be, but I'm sure it's something nice. No one spends, on like nice packaging for something that is not that special. At least not in the world of marketing, because not everyone is trying to just, oh wow, beautiful. It's a really, really beautiful product. Cool. So it's the Ellerman's private Kube, which I wonder how many bottles they make of this, because I've never actually even seen it before, unless maybe it's new. Brilliant. Cool. Thank you. I will try this, and then I can only report to you how it is once I've tasted it. But yeah, beautiful packaging, like I said. Okay, so I don't think I've mastered how to make this thing focus, but hopefully it's focused now. I am at Skin Renewal, and I'm here for a doctor's consultation who's going to try and understand my skin, and then after that I'm going to have a facial. So this is my first sort of foray into sort of serious skincare, other than just the stuff that you do at home, where you basically just use the nice products and blah blah. So now I'm starting to take sort of more serious care. So currently I go to Ellerman house once a month or once every 2 months, purely because my schedule is erratic and also it's expensive. And so now I'm trying out a new place, and here the range that they offer is probably a little bit wider, because they also offer, if you're interested, things like fillers and Botox and stuff that's available here, and at Ellerman house that's not available. So I mean, not that I need that yet, I think, but I'm just saying this is all that is on offer here, so this is what it looks like. Kind of like a little bit of Pamper Spa feel to it, but yeah, let's go, and I'll probably film parts of the consultation as well, if anyone's interested. Cool. Right.
And then with regards to the scarring that you get with the pimples and that, it leaves a dark mark. Yeah. So that's what we call post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation.
Okay.
So you get the pimple, which causes inflammation, and that's what causes the redness and the swelling. But that inflammation stimulates the melanin in that area. So then once the pimple has gone down, and is healed, you're left with the pigmentation
Yeah.
mark on the skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a way to get rid of that?
Yeah, we can do peels and that kind of stuff just to lift the pigmentation,
Okay.
even out the skin tone.
Yeah.
There are products that one can use as well that reduces pigmentation or marks in the skin.
Okay.
Okay.
And then another thing is like it doesn't last very long. So I normally have a collagen facial at Ellerman House with QMS, so this is the QMS product, and they add like oxygen and stuff. So I don't know whether it's the collagen or the oxygen. My skin for the next like 5 days after that, like feels, even when I touch it, feels very smooth, and yet like normally it feels quite rough. Like, it doesn't look rough, but like when I feel it, to the touch, it feels quite rough. And
Okay. So for texture issues, your peels work fantastically.
Okay.
And I think what happens there as well, it is a form of, there's some form of exfoliation, and that's why the skin feels smooth
yeah.
for a couple of days. But then after that, you start to get a bit of build-up again.
Okay.
So one should, as part of
Completely covering.
you should, as part of your home care, use either
Some
a
kind of
cleanser
exfoliator.
that exfoliates
But I
or
do.
something with a.
I do, but I just think it's never the same, and like, but also at the same time, I'm kind of scared to do facials on a weekly basis because I think that's too
No,
much.
that's too much.
Yeah.
And like with a chemical peel, you only do it once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because your skin has a turnover of about 28 days. So
Okay.
you need that time
You
for
need
it to
to-
heal,
Okay.
especially with our treatments, which are generally stronger than what just the facial would
Yeah.
be. You just need those 4 weeks or so for it to heal,
Yeah.
and then one can repeat the treatment.
Okay.
Okay.
So my boyfriend, he's Swiss, so he's taking me to Italy to celebrate my new job. So I'm definitely taking this.
Do we all get that? Does everyone get their partners to take them on overseas trips every time they celebrate like a milestone? Because I feel like I didn't get that moment, that memo. Like, no one has ever taken me on a trip at my passport because it's full. Yeah, and then my boxes arrived today because remember I am moving.
So if you do live a good life, huh?
Can't complain.